Good evening, all. This will be the first video of me trying to document the project that I have started here. So what I plan to do is clean up my truck. So it's a 1998 Dodge Ram 2500, very well-known second gens. It's got the 12 valve in it. It is the 98, so it's got the newer interior, very similar to 24 valves. If you can kind of see it there. It's got the split door, suicide doors in the rear. So, bought the truck quite a few years ago. It's got 320 plus thousand miles on it right now. And the body is really just rusting away to nothing. And I've recently taken it off the road with plans to fix everything up on it. There's rust in the cab. The bed is pretty much shot. Cross members are all rotted out. Come look over here. The wheel wells are all starting to rust out as well. This is the worst side. Down in the corners, where the supports go, there's nothing left of them. Can't really see it, but so yeah, figured I would kind of document what I was going to do here. Just throw it on YouTube, see if anyone likes it, follow along with the journey. But I already got started with some of it today. Really kind of last night I said, okay, it's time to start. Let's see what's going to happen. I cleaned all the stuff out of it, tried to figure out what I wanted to do. And just like a quick rundown, my plan is to fix the body in stages, sort of everything in stages. So, do all the body repair. I have a Dana 80 disc brake axle under my workbench over there that I plan to swap in here as well. Last Christmas I swapped it to the 5-speed. It was an automatic. With the 320,000 miles on it, I have a lot of blow-by, so I'm gonna break into the engine, see what's going on there. Maybe put some new bearings in it, do a couple of things, head studs, firing the head. I have some bigger turbos I want to put on it, bigger injectors. Nothing crazy, just like a fun scoot around truck, go cruising in, things like that. I do plan to use it for work in the future, to pull a gooseneck trailer. Have not procured any of that yet, but figured I'll start here. So general plan is, as I work in an area, take everything off, do what work is needed. Like in this case, it's probably some frame repairs, painting, rust cleanup, replacing the axle like I said. Got to do all the cap stuff. I'm going to pull the interior out, put in the leather seats, try to do all the darker interior, maybe do a custom black headliner, black carpet, things like that. Try to add some of the creature comforts that these trucks really don't have, but also keep them to the characteristics and the character that they have. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I started earlier today before I decided to document all this. Used some sketchy things to get the bed off, just sort of looking at the frame as a whole. In the back end here, it's really not too bad. Played around with the needler a little bit. There's some light scaling on it, but as a whole, it's cleaning up pretty well. I don't see any repairs I'll have to make, but wanting to do as thorough and correct job as I can. I've decided I'm just going to take everything off. So took the hitch off, took the bumper off. I had the overload perches on here for the overload springs, but I have a set of springs from a 3500 over here that I'm going to install instead. I took a couple leaves out just to try to smooth out the ride just a little bit, and I'll probably have to play with that a little bit more as we go. It's kind of my parts storage area, just things I've started accumulating for the project, old projects, like the old flywheel, drive shafts, stuff like that. But yeah, back to this. So I'm going to take everything off the frame. So all the exhaust hangers, they bolt on. I'm going to take the exhaust out, drive shaft out, fuel tanks come out, all that fun stuff. I'm going to try to find some jack stands that I can support the end of the frame on, so that way I can have everything up off the ground, lots of space, slide the old axle out, so I can then slide the new one in. So at least that's the plan. I'll show you as much as I can. I'll try to, you know, record a lot of it. You know, some of the reasons I want to record it is, you know, when I take this off now, you know, I'm going to clean it up, sandblast it, everything else. I need a way to remember exactly how it went, some of that stuff. So my memory's pretty good, but every now and then there's some stuff that slips up and I forget. So I'll have the videos to come back to it and just really help be more of a memory bank than anything else. So yeah, took the bed off. Like I said, bed is shot. Rust over the wheel wells, cross members are shot. And I'm going to use that as like a scrap bin. And then once I'm done, take the whole thing to the scrap yard. No issues there. Hope to find a new bed at some point. We'll see. This is not like a month-long project. Probably take me a couple years, and I have no issues with that. So we'll just keep going as we go. There's things that I'm planning to keep. It's like I had a tonneau cover on here. I'll probably keep all that because I did enjoy it. There's some stuff that I plan to sell, you know, such as these helper spring perches. Kind of got a for sale box over here, and you know, try to recuperate some of the money I spent on new parts, but we'll see how that goes. I guess maybe one other interesting thing I've done with this truck already is in the front, I've replaced the Dodge hubs and knuckle and everything else, wheel bearings, and put Dana 60 knuckles from a Ford OBS on here. And then that gives me the lockout hubs here. These are some mile markers. But yeah, everything from the ball joints and U-joint out is interchangeable. I had to play around with the caster angle just a little bit with some spacers for the ball joints, but you know, that was pretty straightforward and it's pretty enjoyable. The main reason I did it was I had one of those wheel bearings go out and they're terrible and expensive, and I was able to get the axle cheap enough and some of the parts to rebuild it that it made it a lot more financial sense. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, more of the body rust. I'll put some pictures in here when I bought the truck new. Can't remember how many years ago. I've had it for quite a while now. You know, oops. But yeah, I mean, on the inside, like I said, it's the 12 valve, but it's got like the 24 valve interior. I did do the 5-speed swap. I swapped out the center console from a 4th gen. Really enjoyed that. The cup holders are awesome. I do kind of have to keep the first one empty because of the shifter, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's you know, a lot better usability and a lot more comfortable than the 2nd gen ones that they come in here. So we'll see. I want to keep it, like I said, though, I want to do all black leather throughout the whole thing. Paint the dash and everything else black. Probably do a new dash. I got a cover on this one. It's not cracked or anything, so it's in pretty good shape, but I know as soon as I take it apart, it's just gonna crack. So I did have some initial plans to cab swap everything, and I'll show you the other cab and the hiccups I ran into there.